Where are the coolest places for a car guy to go in Indiana that most people don't know about? That's what I'm going to talk about today. We're going to go over the top 10 hidden gems from an automotive perspective in the Hoosier State. Stay tuned. You hear a lot about Indianapolis Motor Speedway, maybe the U.S. Nationals at Indianapolis Raceway Park. Everybody knows about those. We're not talking about that. We're talking about hidden gems, amazing places for car enthusiasts to go in Indiana that you've probably never heard of. Now, these are in no particular order, right? So I'm not ranking them, but there's 10 of them. If you haven't been to each and every one, put them on your bucket list. Make sure you go to these. Again, there are 10 hidden gems in the state of Indiana. Let's get started. Let's talk about the Auburn Cord Duesenberg Museum and its next door neighbor, the National Automotive and Truck Museum. This place is world class. If you haven't been there, put it high up on your bucket list. It's amazing. Even if you're not into cars, the architecture, the history alone is worth the trip. As the name implies, Auburn Cord Duesenberg Museum is about Auburn, Cord, and Duesenberg automobiles, all of which were made in Indiana. Now, earlier this year, we took the whole team here at My Baby Detailing, made a road trip to Auburn, Indiana, just north of Fort Wayne, to check out this amazing museum. It's in the original Art Deco showroom and headquarters of the Auburn Automobile Corporation. The building alone is absolutely stunning masterpiece of Art Deco architecture. And inside, you'll find dozens of Duesenbergs, Auburns, and Cords, some of the finest cars ever made. Go back, check out that video on our Auburn Cord Duesenberg Museum trip, but this place is spectacular. Duesenbergs alone, for some of the finest cars ever made. The Duesenberg was the Bugatti of its day. Not just a little more expensive than most cars or a little more powerful and faster. They were massively more expensive than average cars that you would see on the street. And they were extremely fast for their day. In fact, Duesenberg got its fame from winning consistently at the Indianapolis 500-mile race. They were Indy 500 champions, and you'll see the cars only at the Auburn Cord Duesenberg Museum. Now, right next door, in fact, they share the same parking lot, and you get one ticket to go to both places, is the National Automotive and Truck Museum called NATMUS. Now, the building is not nearly as impressive as what you'll find at the Auburn Cord Duesenberg Museum, and you don't have as many pre-war classics, but there's still an amazing assortment of old cars, old trucks, really cool stuff. Don't miss the basement. If you've looked around the top floor, think you've seen it all, you haven't even been downstairs yet. They also have a future liner. That's General Motors future liner. Not going to go into the details, but you got to check this thing out. Now, another amazing thing about this museum in Auburn, Indiana, is every Labor Day weekend, they have the Auburn Cord Duesenberg Festival. One of the most amazing festivals, I would say, in the world, in the country, certainly in Indiana. If you're a car guy, it is absolutely spectacular. Seeing some of these multi-million-dollar cars, not merely in the museum, but driving down the road, parading through town, stopping in downtown Auburn, and you get the chance to meet the owners, see the cars up close, see the unbelievable craftsmanship that was put into these cars in the 1920s and 1930s. So don't miss the ACD Museum and don't miss the ACD Festival, Auburn, Indiana, Labor Day weekend. But the museum's open year-round, so go check that out. Don't miss it. Get your pass for both the ACD Museum and NATMUS right next door. You're going to love it. Now let's talk about a really fun one. Everybody knows about the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, the most famous racetrack in the world. Most people know about Indianapolis Raceway Park, home of the biggest drag races in the world, the U.S. Nationals. But how many of you know about the Indianapolis Speedrome? Yes, the Speedrome. It's on the east side of Indianapolis, and all through the summer, they're running figure 8 races. Some of the most breathtaking racing you'll ever see. You're on the edge of your seat all night long as these cars crisscross in the middle of the racetrack, lap after lap. You would think they'd crash every lap. Amazingly, it's very rare to see a T-bone collision, but they do happen. You don't want to miss the Indianapolis Speedrome. Very different demographic, very different type of racing, but it's a great place to take your family, have a really good time, enjoy the concessions, enjoy the atmosphere, see these amazing cars go in a figure eight right here in Indianapolis. So it's super cool, very different than what you're going to see at the big racetracks, the famous racetracks in Indianapolis. But put it on your list, the Indianapolis Speedrome. Make sure you hit that one night this summer when they're racing. Now, I already talked about the Auburn Duesenberg, its next door neighbor, Natmas. But also at Auburn, Indiana, is the Early Ford V8 Museum. Now, this place is spectacular as well. You go in there, and it's all about flathead Ford V8 engines. Started from 1932, ran through the 1950s. You see all the variety. In fact, they have a complete layout of a Ford dealership. I think it was 1936, 37, something like that, where they have every model of Ford made in that year. And you can see the different variations, all hinging off the famous Ford V8, the old flatheads. A lot cooler than you might think. You might think, well, this is a real niche type of museum, probably not a variety. Wrong. This place is amazing. The building is super cool. All of the displays are amazing. They've got turntables. They've got a Ford there with a solid stainless steel body polished to a mirror finish. This thing is cool. You need to check it out while you're in Auburn. Don't miss the Early Ford V8 Museum, a true hidden gem in the state of Indiana. Now let's talk about Kokomo, Indiana, and the Elwood Haynes Museum right in the center of town by Highland Park. Now, Elwood Haynes is famous for making the first produced automobile in the United States. And this museum is in his original home that also has a carriage house, which is where some of the vehicles are that he made. The Elwood Haynes Museum is spectacular, and get this, it's free of charge. Now, their hours vary a little bit. Find out when they're open. Go to Kokomo, go to the Elwood Haynes Museum. Also, make sure you're seeing the carriage house, the garage that has some of the Haynes Apperson vehicles. But you're going to see a lot about Elwood Haynes, his life, his family, the vehicles he made. You go upstairs, you see a lot of automotive history. Kokomo is known for being an automotive town. A lot of inventions. In fact, Kokomo is called the city of first because so many things were invented in Kokomo, Indiana, many of which were automotive related. Delco Electronics was there for decades. Chrysler still has several plants there. It's a great automotive town, and the Elwood Haynes Museum is a great place to stop to get some history, both of Elwood Haynes, the man, the Haynes Apperson motor cars, and some inventions that relate to the automotive industry made in Kokomo, Indiana. Journey northward in Indiana, about as far as you can go before you start getting wet in Lake Michigan, you'll come to South Bend, Indiana, former home of Studebaker. And indeed, to this day, there's a Studebaker museum that you got to check out. As the name implies, it's all about Studebaker automobiles, again, made in South Bend. More amazing automotive legacy for the Hoosier State. The Studebaker Museum has multiple floors, lots of generations of Studebakers from the early cars, talks about the Studebaker family, how they got involved in the automotive industry, all the way up to the Avantis that were some of the last Studebakers made. Again, made in Indiana. Don't miss this road trip to the Studebaker Museum up in South Bend. Another great automotive museum in the Auburn, Indiana area. You start to see a pattern here. There's a lot of amazing stuff around Auburn, Indiana. But this one is going to be especially attractive for the kids, and that is the Monster Truck Museum. Yep, just outside of Auburn, Indiana is the Monster Truck Museum. And a couple times a year, they actually have demonstrations of the monster trucks driving. But year round, you can go inside, get up close to the monster trucks, see these tires that are as tall as I am, and just get the history of monster trucks. Again, a lot of fun for the kids, really cool for the adults as well. So when you're making that trip to Auburn, you're hitting the Auburn Duesenberg Museum, you're hitting the National Automotive Truck Museum, you're hitting the Early Ford V8 Museum that I've mentioned in this video, Hidden Gems in Indiana. Don't miss the other hidden gem up there in Auburn, and that's the Monster Truck Museum. It's going to be a great stop. Be sure to take your kids. Now let's talk about an Indiana hidden automotive gem in Richmond, Indiana, and a home of the Model T Museum. So going back to the first mass-produced automobile in the United States, literally changed the country, changed the culture, changed people's lives when Henry Ford invented the Model T. And this museum is all about it. From the earliest ones to the later ones, they didn't change much, but you'll find out a lot of variety from the Model Ts when they converted them to trucks, fire engines, all different types of conveyances, all based off the Model T Ford. This museum is right in the heart of downtown Richmond. It's actually in two buildings. So you'll walk through one building, check it out. Now you got to walk across the street on a crosswalk, go to the second building. You don't want to miss either one of them. Model T Museum. Even if you say, well, Model Ts are not really the thing I'm into. If you're a gearhead, if you like cars, if you like history, I guarantee you, you're going to love the Model T Museum in Richmond, Indiana. Don't miss it. Put it on your bucket list. Ford Model T, Richmond, Indiana. This one is truly a hidden gem. All right, here we go. Counting through the hidden automotive gems in Indiana. This one we're going to Newport, Indiana. Never heard of Newport? Can't imagine why. Just Googled it. Population 412. 412,000. Population 412. But every fall, they have the Newport Hill Climb. Now here they're taking antique cars, most of them pre-war, so before 1942, driving them from the courthouse that goes up a hill, and they're timing it. So it's a race against time. It's a time trial, but you're seeing old pre-war cars going at full throttle up a hill. That may not sound all that cool. Trust me, it's amazing. These are cars you don't normally see. Even at your local cruise-in, your local car show, you rarely see these pre-war cars on the street. It's a treat to see them driving. It's a double treat to see them driving full out, full throttle, going up this hill. Also a huge festival, lots of vendors, lots of fun, but the hill climb itself is absolutely a great time. If you like old cars, you're gonna love the Newport Hill Climb. Now here is an insider tip. You go there, you get hungry. Lots of food vendors selling $10 corn dogs. But if you go to the basement of the courthouse, don't even think there's any signs. It's not marked. You got to be an insider to know this. Here's the tip. A local church is serving dinner, full dinner. We're talking mashed potatoes. We're talking chicken and noodles. We're talking green beans. We're talking dinner roll. We're talking about a dessert, your choice of pie, and a drink for $10, cheaper than a single corn dog outside. Don't miss that. Go to the Newport Hill Climb, Newport, Indiana, every fall, and go to the Newport Hill Climb. Go down to the basement, enjoy that dinner at a bargain price, and you're going to thank me for that. A great hidden gem in Indiana on the automotive realm, one of the best, Newport Hill Climb, Newport, Indiana. Now I'm listing the 10 best hidden automotive gems in Indiana. This one might be the most hidden of all of them because you would never expect to find the kind of cars that are in this place given the type of place it is, and that is LaPorte County Historical Society in LaPorte, Indiana. Now, usually county museums are small. They might have a few knickknacks, a few historical things, maybe from the local high school, maybe a few Native American artifacts. Well, there's some various curiosities up there as well, but the automotive portion of this museum is next level. Now, check out the video we did on the Tucker. Yes, that's right. A Tucker 48 is in the LaPorte County Museum. There are only 51 of these cars ever made. If you don't know the details about Tucker, and look at the old movie from the 1980s called Tucker, A Man and His Dream. It's all about Preston Tucker and how he built the Tucker 48. Won't spoil it. It's a great movie, and it's an even greater car. There's only 51 of them made. Probably the only one in Indiana is at the LaPorte Museum. They also have a Duesenberg. Now, lest you think, well, what's the big deal about a Duesenberg? They're worth millions of dollars. They've made less than 400 of them. One of them is in the LaPorte County Museum. This place is spectacular. Now, beyond cars, if you can get beyond that, they also have a spectacular firearm collection there and a lot of other interesting things as well. One of the best, if not the best county museum you'll ever find, but from an automotive perspective, truly a hidden gem. And when it comes to the hidden part of the hidden automotive gems, this might be the most hidden of all of them. You would never expect to find a Duesenberg and a Tucker and lots of other amazing cars, but there they are in LaPorte, Indiana. Put it on your list. All right, we're continuing to go through hidden automotive gems in Indiana. Now, this one takes place every single week, and it happens right here in Greenwood, Indiana, and that is the weekly cruise in and car meet at the Suds on Saturday afternoons. Now, it's not organized by any group, it's not scheduled, but everybody knows that on Saturday afternoons, the place to be in your coolest car is the Suds downtown Greenwood. Lots of different variety cars, from pre-war classics to modern exotics to muscle cars to tuner cars. They're all there. Everybody's hanging out, just having a good time, seeing what everybody else drove, talking about their favorite cars, and just having a good time. So another hidden automotive gem, the weekly cruise in here in Greenwood. Don't miss it. So there you have it, my top 10 hidden automotive gems in Indiana. Now, I'm sure there's lots more, could have made the list, nothing inclusive about these 10. Drop down in the comments, which of these 10 is your favorite? Which ones have I missed? Do you know some great automotive places in Indiana that I don't know about it? I'd love to find out. Love to travel across this great state, rich in automotive history. Tell me all about your favorite hidden automotive gems in the comments below. Check out our other videos for some details on some of these gems, and we'll see you in the next video.